if you understand how real estate works, it's probably going to help you a lot. If you understand leverage, and I think that the most important thing that anybody needs to understand is leverage. How to work with groups, how to work with people, how to work with people, and how to engage people in real estate. I am the way I am not a super. I am. Some people will say, okay, maybe yeah, Chudi, you're a superhero, but I think that I'm a superhero because of the combination of people that I work with. That I would say that I'm not. I don't do real estate. I don't do real estate on my own. I do real estate with a combination of people. Now, also in terms of real estate, I don't do real estate in terms of that I want to do it all by myself. Even in terms of getting land, the land I have gotten, land that I've gotten, I have gotten land and I've gotten beaten. Where you buy a plot, you buy land, maybe 20 acres of land and all that, and you find out that the person that you have been paying money to, is not the original owner of the property. Even though you have done search, you have done a lot of stuff, and you now find out that you are going to fight a whole lot of battle. So I have decided that I would rather do what I call joint venture, whereby the owner of the property or the person who claims to know the property, both of us are going to combine resources together to be able to bring that project alive. So from the onset, the person who is a thief or who is a scammer, he will not want to go into a joint venture with you because he knows that his profit is not going to be at the beginning, but his profit is going to be at the end. So one way leverage helps you to push people who are not interested in your growth away. Leverage helps you to be able to sift out the people that are doing it wrong. So I rather prefer, for example, when we were selling plot of land to people, we told people that if you buy a plot of land from us, we can help you start. We can come together and do what we call a partnership, whereby with your plot of land, we can start doing we can start building on it. So when we build on your plot of land, you also going to enjoy what we call return on investment. So that maybe if your plot of land, when you bought it from us, was maybe about 1.something million naira. Now, by the time you are now selling, you are now building on your own plot of land. At that time, it will not be that maybe you are now doing it. Maybe the value of your property has appreciated to maybe 3 million naira or 6 million naira, as the case may be. So Esther, please put off your mute your stuff because we can hear you. So please, Esther. Okay. So I hope I'm not going to forget what I've said. So for those people who have plot of land, we can do 3 million naira to them. Now imagine that we are on that, like what I discussed for those of us who were in class the other time, when I said that you can build a 24 unit of apartment on one single plot of land. Now with one single plot of land, what it now actually meant was that if, for example, this man that owns the plot of land, and we are saying out of whatever we are going to sell from the one unit, we are giving him 300,000 naira, or let's imagine that we are giving 500,000 naira. It will mean that the value of his property will be 500,000 naira per apartment. Multiply that by 24. It's going to get about 12 million naira. That's what it means. So a man who already has who bought a plot of land for 1 million naira, it will mean that because we are doing joint venture on this project, his property value will now be what? What he will be receiving in income will be about 12 million naira. 12 million naira on the plot of land. It will be 12 million naira on the plot of land. It will be 12 million naira on the plot of land. Now, what it means is this. There is no way if this man would have wanted to sell his own plot that he would have gotten 12 million naira. The reason that he's able to do this is because he's able to do this because of leverage. So leverage is very, very key. Leverage is very, very important. Leverage is very, very key in what we do. So it is important that we understand how leverage works and what we're going to do to make sure that we enjoy leverage. So quickly, I'm just going to be sharing with us how leverage works, especially in real estate, and how you can get yourself organized doing real estate, not just by yourself, but with other persons too. Now, what are the things that determines for a good leverage to work, Number one is that leverage works with a deal, with a good deal. Leverage works with a good deal. Leverage works based on deal. Now, what is a deal? A deal is almost like a project. A deal is almost like the food itself. Now, what is the deal going to contain? What is the deal? A deal is project. Like, for example, let's say, okay, what kind of project, what kind of thing do I have in mind to be able to make sure that we can generate money? Let's say maybe I'm looking for an opportunity now, and I go to where, let me say somewhere like Ijesha Tedo in Surulere. I don't know if you know Ijesha Tedo in Surulere. Okay. Mom Tamara was not to know Ijesha Tedo. Oh, you don't know Ijesha. Where do you stay? Are you in Lagos? Are you based in Lagos?
Delta State.
Delta State. Oh, okay. Okay. What about you at Taiwo? Taiwo. I'm not sure Taiwo. Taiwo, are you based in Lagos?
Yes, I am.
You are based in Lagos. Do you know Ijesha Tedo in Surulere?
No, but I know Surulere very well.
Oh, you know Surulere very well. Okay. But you don't know Ijesha Tedo. Okay. Ijesha Tedo is probably maybe, I don't know. I hope I'm not offending people. It's maybe I won't. Let me not use that word. I want to say rural parts of okay, I grew up in Ijesha Tedo, so I know Ijesha Tedo very well. So let me say Ijesha Tedo is probably maybe the let me not use the word. Just we know that some of you, I know what I want to say. So Ijesha Tedo, when we want to get a plot of, you want to buy maybe this face your apartment, and you are seeing some of these old people who want to sell their property, who want to dispose their property. They need money to dispose their property. What are you going to do when you know that this person wants to dispose his property? You want to make money, you want to enjoy, you want to make money. So what are you going to do? So the first thing that you might need to do might just be to go and approach the person, because to find out which property is available for you to be able to do something. Which property is available for you to be able to do that stuff. So you go and get a deal. The first thing that you might need to do is that you might need to recognize that, okay, this project is available for me to be able to work on. Is that this thing, and what exactly, when you see a plot of land, what exactly do you want to do with that plot of land? It must be in your head. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It must be in your head what exactly you want to do with a plot of land. So like I will always say this, I will never buy a plot of land if I don't know what I want to do with that plot of land. I will never go and do a transaction if I don't know clearly, if I don't know exactly what I want to do with that plot of land. Like there's a property that I saw somewhere that I went to make that I would say that I was going to go for. What I just decided to do with that property was that I was clear as to what exactly I wanted to do with the property. So when I see a plot of land, what do you want to do? So do you see a 24-unit apartment, or do you see a 12-unit 2-bedroom apartment, or do you see a 6-unit 2-bedroom apartment on the property, or probably maybe you see a 4-unit of 3-bedroom on the property? So you must be clear in your head what exactly you are seeing. So based on what you are seeing, that is what will now define that is what is now going to define what you are going to achieve at the end of the day. So I'm not going to say that, okay, I want to just get started in investing in real estate, but I must know clearly what I want to achieve with the plot of land that I have, that somebody has given to me. So once I know that, okay, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I'm aiming for, then I can now begin to adopt my strategy. So in your head, you must be clear as to what exactly do you want to do. If it is a 24-bedroom apartment, a 24-unit apartment of 1-bedroom apartment, of 1 bedroom that you want to do, then that is what should be in your head. One thing about this is that when you have a clear knowledge, the strategy to adopt will be very, very easy. So let me say that, okay, maybe for a plot of land, what I want to do is that I want to do a 24-unit apartment on the plot of land. Maybe that's what I want to do on the apartment. I want to do a 24-unit of 1 bedroom on the apartment. So I'm clear in my head when I see a plot of land. Now the other part is now going to be this. The other part I'm going to now adopt is that okay, I have seen this plot of land. So exactly what do I want to say to this man that will make this man give me his plot of land? What am I going to say to this landlord or to this property owner that will make me say, okay, I want to do this? Now, the other thing that you might need to do, the other part that you might not need to do, it will not be simply this. It will not be simply this, that you have gotten the deal, then what cash do you need to deposit? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So what cash do I need to first to deposit? Now, the most important thing in real estate is your first deposit. The most important thing in real estate, after while you are trying to adopt leverage, is what do I have in my pocket to get started with? What do I need to drop first to get started with? The reason why you need that one, that down payment is simply this. Now, you don't need to have all the money. And one thing, that's the problem that a lot of people have. You don't need to have all the money to get a deal. You don't ever need you don't ever need full money, all the money to get a deal. All you just need is the first deposit to get a deal. All you need to get a deal is the first deposit. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Because let me tell us this. When you have when you make a deposit, what happens to your mind? What happens to your brain? Is that your body begins to condition yourself to begin to think creative ways whereby you can complete the balance. And one thing about us is that when you get a deal, I'm going to also explain how it also works with government. Sometimes when you want to do some transaction, some land transaction with government, all you just need is to, for example, maybe government is giving allocation of land somewhere. Sometimes all that you need to do to get what you call letter of allocation from government is maybe a deposit of 300,000 naira or even 50,000 naira, as the case may be. Sometimes what government will give to you when you are allocating is that they will give you what they call letter of allocation. That is, we are allocating this plot of land, this size of land or this one plot to you. So, and this is what you are going to pay. Maybe you are going to pay 2 million naira or 3 million naira subsequently. If the property is in a good location, you already have a deal. That means that property will not be given to Mr. B when that property has already been allocated to you, Mr. A. Now, this is where you now begin to use leverage. This is where leverage now comes to play. Now, because if I have gone to meet, maybe I've gone to meet maybe Baba Sophia or Baba Rukayat, and I've gotten Baba, and maybe Baba Sophia told me that a plot of land, the plot of land here is maybe 15 million naira, or probably maybe, let me say 7 million naira. And what I have is 1 million naira. And I've made a down payment of 1 million naira to Baba Rukayat. He will give me he will give me, or probably both of us will prepare a contract stating that within the next 12 months or 6 months, I will be able to pay up whatever I have, whatever the balance of this property is. Now, what you have done as an investor is that you have gotten the deal. Can you hear me? Is anybody following? What you have done as an investor is that you have gotten the deal. But here it is, you have also gotten the deal, you have also gotten a contract. The contract that you now have is now going to be what you are now going to use for proper leverage. Hello? I want us to be following.
Hi, yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah. The contract that you now have is what you are now going to use for what? For proper leverage. Now, let's say now that I have this document and Mr. Maybe Baba Rukayat has given me a contract that says that we are the owners of this, that he has given me to work on this property, to do on this property. Now, what I will now begin to do is not just to source for money to pay Baba Rukayat, but to source for money to be able to bring the development to light. Now, what I will now do, and when I source for money to be able to do that, because now I've been able to just use 1 million naira to key the property. Now, 1 million naira is what I'm going to use, is what I've used to key the property. Beyond the 1 million naira that I'm using to key the property, I have decided to say, okay, I'm going to go after this, going to find maybe family and friends who will also contribute funds into this particular project with me. So once they do this investment with me, once both of us are doing this investment, both of us are going to share equity. Let us imagine that I come to meet Kelechi, excuse me, and I tell Kelechi that there's a deal that we have. Oh, let us now do this deal together. And we are not going to do maybe a 24 units of 1-bedroom apartment. And probably maybe it's probably going to cost us, let's imagine maybe 60 million naira or 70 million naira to do the deal. Now, what I need from Kelechi is that probably maybe I need maybe 10 or 20 of Kelechi to invest with me. If you're looking at 20 persons, it will mean that I'm looking at maybe minimum of 20 people who will give me, who will drop 3.5 million naira into the deal. Or let's say maybe about 4 million naira into the deal. And Kelechi and all of us are going to share the rate of the, maybe if we are going to sell the property, we're going to sell the property after we are finished building. We're going to sell each apartment for maybe like 15 million naira, or let's even say maybe 50, let's say 15 or 10 million naira, as the case may be, on the property. Because if we sell 10 if you sell 10, it will mean that we'll make 100 million naira. That is, everybody will have received their capital back, and we'll have 30 million naira as profit to share, and we'll still have 12 units of apartment to be collecting rent on for the rest of our lives. Are you following? Now, the most important thing in real estate is to get a deal first. The second most important thing in real estate is to go and get a down deposit. Now, most of the time, that is what a lot of us are afraid of. The challenge we have is that some of us have not saved up to have our down deposits. And so when deals come, and because there will always be deals, let me tell us this, there will always be deal. There will always be deal in Sulere, there will always be deal in Aja, there will always be deal in Osakpa, there will always be deal in Lekki Phase 1, there will always be deal in, but the challenge will now be, then the deal comes, do you have the first down deposit to be able to pay for the deal? At this stage, I want to ask, does anybody have any question? So it doesn't look as if you are lost.
Yes, sorry, I do.
Okay. Who is talking? Busola?
Yes, Busola, yes.
All right, yeah.
You made mention of after contributing money from the Kelechi and friends, and then we bought the property, we built the property and we sold it. Is that not the end of the deal? Because you mentioned that you'll be collecting rent throughout the rest of your life.
No,
but the moment we sold the property,
okay.
The moment we sold the property, shouldn't that be the end of the deal? Then you should be moving on to another deal, because the rent part where you mentioned is a bit confusing.
Okay, all I mentioned was this. Maybe I think you missed a line in my talk. I'm saying that on the one plot of land, you can probably get 24 units of 1-bedroom apartment. Yeah. Now, let's say out of the 24 units of 1-bedroom, 24 units, we choose to sell 10 units of apartment.
Okay.
The next question is really bad. It's hard to hear you.
Is that what? So we are going to have.
It's bad. So I'm missing what you're saying.
Okay. Maybe we should mute stuff so that you can hear me quite clearly. So now you have 10 units that you want to sell out of 24. So you're still going to have 14 units when you sell 10 units. If you sell 10 units at 10 million naira, what you will have is that you will have 100 million naira. Now your total the investment put together is about 70 million naira. And let us even say the man who owns the land that you are owing, land value is about 6 million naira left, because it's land. I think maybe we mentioned 10 million naira for his plot of land. So it's probably is the remaining land that is probably going to sell, that we are going to give him money for, will be about maybe 6 million to 9 million naira that will be left. So even if you have that, you still have 30 million, about 21 million naira or 30 million naira, as the case may be, to share as profits for that particular period. Then you also still have what? You also still have your 14 units of apartment that you can either then rent from, or that you can make money from. or you can still sell if you guys want to sell. Even if you're going to sell, you are still going to, even if you're going to sell 5 more out of that number, you're still going to have enjoy good leverage. But for me, I won't say you should sell everything. I will say you should keep a whole lot of it. But if you are sold, that means you have gotten what I call you have made a gain on your capital. At the same time, you still have you are still going to be able to enjoy cash flow on the property. Now, the challenge, the power of group economy works when you first get a deal. I hope you understand it. So, but most people are afraid of is they're afraid of getting a deal, and all they just want to be doing is to go and raise money first. But the first thing to do is to go and get a deal first. That's in real estate. That's how it works. First, get a deal first, and you can get a deal anywhere, whether in Sulere, but first of all, that's where your guts come to play. The gut and the courage to be able to pursue. That's where it comes to play. So it's not, but a lot of the time, most times, people are afraid of pushing ahead, or maybe, oh, I have this 1 million, who will help me now? Hey, I'm afraid. Okay, let me put it in stock. Let me put the deal. Let me put money. Let me do it in mutual. Let me put in mutual fund, or let it be in treasury bill. Let it be cooling there. But the truth of the matter is this: you may not the kind of income that you're probably going to get may be little compared to whatever you're going to get somewhere else. So the idea is, first of all, to get a deal, and also to be able to understand, to get a deal, and also to be able to raise the first down payment to secure the deal. So you need the first down payment to secure the deal. Now, you don't even, and there's no law anywhere that says, you should be emotional about the paying of the down payment. If the owner of the property who wants to sell the property to you, it's not comfortable. Do you understand? It's not comfortable collecting the money. You can walk out on the deal and move away. And that's why I would say that you can go to somewhere like Ijesha, because you have many old people, all they just want to do is just, they don't need the entire 10 million naira for the property. All they just need to do is just, they need 1 million naira today. They maybe in another 2 months, they need another 1 million naira. Because first of all, it's not that maybe they're going to use the money because they are very old. It's not that maybe they are spending money. This what they just need to just do is, some of them, they'll go and buy motorcycle, or probably maybe keke, tricycle, and they'll go back to their village. And every month, the tricycle person is giving them money. They don't want to live in the hustle and bustle of Lagos anymore. So you'll be able to find a good deal in certain places based on the challenge and the weakness of the landowner. So you can get a deal in a fantastic way. If I share with you how I got a deal in Okwebi, some of us will be so shocked. How I got a deal in Okwebi, you'll be so shocked. Reason is,
please share. Please share.
I'm not going to share. It's not for this class.
Bro, share Coca-Cola with us. Share a Coca-Cola with us.
Bro, share up.
Because if I tell you that with maybe just about 10 million naira, I secured a deal worth about 600 million naira. With just 10 million naira, a deal worth 600 million naira was what we just secured with. If I show you the account, the payment that we made, you'll be so surprised. Reason is, a lot of the time, some of us, we are just afraid of pursuing. You're just afraid of following up. You're just afraid of going ahead. We are waiting that, okay, it is only people like Chudi that can do development. It's not true. I'm telling you the truth. It's not true. Anybody can do real estate. There's nobody that was born with the gene of real estate. In fact, let me tell you this. I don't like real estate. Maybe it's a shock. Maybe it should shock you. I'm not passionate about real estate. That's why you're looking like that. I'm not passionate about real estate. I'm
Judy,
not.
Calm down.
I'm not.
Some of us.
No. Let me tell you this, because I'm not passionate about it. What I'm passionate about is this. I'm passionate about the result that real estate gives to me. That's the result. It's the result that it gives to me. It's hard work, but the result always counter the hard work. When you there are certain kind of result that you get, and you're like, thank God for this hard work. This hard work, it's not very easy, but when you get the result, let me tell you this: rent is very sweet to where you're a rent collector. So you don't blame the landlord that are very aggressive. You don't blame them, because rent is sweet to collect. If you collect rent once, hey, you will not want to stop collecting it. Especially when you have over 6 tenants that pays you rent consistently. You will want to, and that's why I say rental income is very sweet. But the effort that you put into it is very difficult. But it is not that anybody is born with real estate. Nobody is born with the gene of real estate. In fact, I think that everybody just develop it over time. And that's the concept I'm sharing today. That every one of us, we are born with it over time. And some of us, we now begin to develop certain, we develop the skill to be able to build real estate. So I think that, okay, what you just need is to get started first. And this is the way to get started. You need to understand group economy. What's group economy? It's the ability to you to be able to get a deal. And while you get a deal, you and a good number of people can come together to put funds together. Let me tell you this. Even people who are not your family members, I'm going to say this. Even those who are not your family members, your friends who are not your, anytime that they see a good deal, they recognize a good deal. Because one thing people like to do, family members may not give you money, but when they see a good deal from you, they will give you money. The person who is telling you that, I don't have money to give you for school fees, for the school fees of your children, you'll be surprised that he's going to be able to pull out 1.2 million naira or 3 million naira as the case may be to be able to invest in a good deal. The challenge is not that he does not have money, but he does not have, yes, he does not have money, but he doesn't have money to give for liabilities, but he has money to be able to give for assets. So when somebody tells you he doesn't have money, what you should ask him for, is it for liability or for assets? Because let me tell you this, most of the time, what you are pushing people to go and do, what you are pushing people to come and invest in, is that you are telling them to come and invest in things that are liabilities. But nobody sees a good deal. Let me tell you this. Even if some people have to go and borrow money from their friends, from family members, or from maybe any other person, they will go and borrow money so that they can invest in a good deal with you. So the sweeter the deal, the greater the chance that you're going to use to get money. For example, I've never borrowed money from anywhere. I don't owe the banks. But we are doing what I call multi-billion naira deal. I'm not owing the bank. The bank, nobody, I sleep well at night. The banks, we are not under pressure from the banks. We are not doing anything. We are not doing anything with the bank. In fact, some people say, go and collect money from the bank. Nobody, I'm sleeping well. When I sleep, I know that I snore. The reason why I know I snore is because of the way I sleep. I sleep like a baby. Reason why there's no pressure anywhere. Why? Because I understand leverage. And every day of my life, I'm committed to using leverage every day. Now, the people who are doing projects and bank is on their neck on a daily basis, if rain fall, they will have hypertension because they are not going to be able to work on the site. Just imagine that somebody collected money from the bank during this period, COVID-19 period, and is under pressure from the bank. You can imagine the pressure that will be from the bank, especially this period, when for maybe 2 or 3 months, it's not unable to work. The reason is most people want to get results, but the kind of result that they are getting cannot be gotten anywhere else because they don't understand leverage. So leverage is very, very key. Now, what is the power of group economy? The power of group economy, there's something that we're also doing in our own project also. We have land. Some people have bought land on our project. Some people have come to ask us and say, okay, come and build on our land. And we are going to do this joint venture together, this thing together. So some people are saying, so what we now, because we are already doing our own project and we are spending money on our own project. So we told people we told a group of people, or you introduce into the market what we call leverage, whereby people can come together and build the units, and they can enjoy rental income or probably the sale of the property. So we gave people an opportunity to invest about 40,000 naira for just maybe a size of the apartment. So with 40,000 naira, you can have just in for one bedroom. You are looking at gathering maybe 4 million naira. So you're looking at people coming together, pulling maybe about 100 people coming together with 40,000 naira to invest 40,000 naira. And they will, once you have somebody who is paying for the apartment, just imagine that somebody, a tenant, a property buyer is paying every month, maybe 200,000 naira every month for a particular period of time. Imagine every month somebody who is has invested maybe 40,000 naira into the deal is maybe getting maybe 3,000 naira every month. Don't forget, for the next maybe 3 years, don't forget what he invested in is that he put just only put 40,000 naira. So in less than 10 months, he has collected his money. Then for the next 26 months, he's getting his capital. He has gotten profit over and over and over and over again. Imagine that, okay, this kind of person invested, multiplied by times 10. He will be getting more times 10 of returns again. And that is one of the ways people can invest in real estate. Once a deal is there, once a deal is available and you have started, it is easier for people to come together, to cooperate, to say, I'm going to put up this deal together. So that's where a lot of people have challenge doing real estate. Any question again? I know some of us have questions. Let me take your questions. Let me not assume that I'm going to touch everything. Any question? Question, please.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Can you go more in depth about the last thing you just said about the 40,000 and taking every month? Can you go in depth about it a bit more, please?
I didn't get you. I
said you just said something about investing 40,000 naira into like a one-bedroom apartment with 100 people, for example.
Yeah.
I'm asking, could you go more in depth about that, please? Could you shed some light on that?
Okay, what we do, like for example, like when we talk about leverage, you are making it convenient for people to be able to invest with you. And so, okay, you got a deal. You are making it, So what we did was that we made it a bit convenient, whereby people can pull in 40,000 naira. There may be about another group of persons who have with 40,000 naira. You can just collaborate with other persons together. Now it would mean that out of that, we have about 100 of us who are sharing an apartment. That means we have an 100 space to share. 100 space. Now, what it means is that it's about like 40,000 is about maybe 0.5 square meter. So you can buy 0.5 square meter of one bedroom apartment. That's what it means. Then when you buy 0.5 square meter of an apartment, which is about 40,000 naira, what you are now doing is that once Mr. B or maybe Mr. Buyer comes to the property and say, I'm interested in this property and is paying, what you will be getting a percentage from whatever Mr. B is paying over a particular period of time.
Okay.
So let's say Mr. Buyer is paying maybe for 12 months or probably is paying for maybe 24 months. Every month you'll be receiving your return on investment over that particular period of time.
Okay.
Do you understand? So that's one of the convenient way we have done it. Because one thing is that real estate is not something that a lot of people rush into. But it's better that invest the money that you know that you can lose. I hope you're understanding me. Invest the money that you know that you can lose. Like when I talk about you depositing 1 million naira to get a deal, it's for some people you may be able to lose it. Like for example, when I said we did a deal in Okpebi for 10 million naira. It's money that I can afford to lose. However, I will never lose that money. Do you know why I will never lose that money? Because I know that what this particular person needs, the owner of that particular person property needs, he just needs to be able to sort out some deal. And we know what, in a way, it is almost like the Jacob and the Esau scenario, where you cook a pot of soup and you can get a good deal. You cook a pot of soup and you can get a good deal. You can have somebody's rights or his birthright, as the case may be, by virtue of the pot of soup. You are not stingy, you are not greedy, but what you are just doing is that you are street smart. Do you understand? So you understand that, okay, that your down deposit can be a lifesaver for somebody. That your pot of soup that you have can be a lifesaver. In your pot of soup, in this case, is your own capital to invest in to get a deal. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So that your capital is enough to be able to get a good deal. So with that, I hope Mom Tamara, I don't know your name, but I'm calling Mom Tamara because that's what I'm saying.
I hope 40,000 naira isn't the limit. There's potential to add more, isn't it?
No, of course. If you have 40 billion, you can invest 40 billion.
Oh my God.
If you can invest 40 billion, our mind can take 40 billion, no problem. All right. Any other question, please? Okay, Kelechi, I know say you get question. You know what? Ask me. Ask me.
No, your explanation has been clear from the start. So I'm hoping that as you are going into other topics, it will bust my brain, and I can now call you and say, "Bros, come back. You said this thing at the start." So that's why I'm just quiet listening.
Okay. Any other question? Any other person with a question? If you have a question, let's talk. Because if I would rather prefer that we ask our questions so that we can talk. Because with the questions, I will know that some of us are going to take action at the end of the day. Taiwo, you ask your question, Taiwo. If you don't have a question, I will close.
Hello, it's me again.
Hello.
Your favorite.
Okay, let's take Antonia. They can't hear you. Yeah, good evening.
Okay, good, thank you. So you invest, you buy a share within that, property, 40,000 naira or whatnot. Yeah. And then, what happens if, you struggle to then rent out that property? Is there some kind of contingency plan, or is, the property in an area where there is guaranteed rental income there?
Okay. What we do now is that we sell apartments. And from like when we went into sales of apartment last year, we were the only company in Nigeria that sold out 120 units of apartments on off plan.
Okay.
Every other company today that are doing that same development are modeling after us. So you can call us the king of rental income. Do you understand? So we understand our own onion properly. So what we do is that we sell apartments. Then I've also said something that even if we are running a management company, even when we are managing the property, we don't manage a property and the people are paying on a yearly basis their rent. What we emphasize is monthly payment of rent as against yearly payment of rent. Reason is this, because when you engage people to pay you income, to pay you for a service based on how they earn, it is much more easier for them. Let's say, for example, the typical person in Nigeria either earns money on a monthly basis or on a daily basis, weekly basis, or on a yearly basis. Now, for some of us, it's easier to pay for GoTV or DSTV than to pay for our rent. Now, the challenge is not that because we love entertainment and we like the landlord to always harass us, but because it is easier for us to pay GoTV because of the way money comes to us.
Yes.
And that is why for some people, it is very, very difficult for them to be able to pay their rent. Not because they don't want to pay their rent, but because it has taken you a long time to gather money. Now, before you recover as a person, as an individual, it's taking a long time. And because some of us, our rent is usually big, our 1 year rent is bigger than our sometimes our monthly pay. So that you can find somebody whose rent is maybe about 400,000 naira. Whereas its monthly pay is about maybe it's less than 100,000, probably maybe 100,000 as the case may be. Definitely, it's going to be difficult for that individual to be able to pay you rent, to be able to pay rent, because he will need to be consistent in his saving to be able to pay rent. I hope you understand.
Yeah,
But if, for example, let's say that the person earns 100,000 naira every month, and you say that this person should pay, let's say, 40,000 naira on a monthly basis as rent, I can guarantee in a way that the person may want to struggle to pay rent, but it's not going to struggle at the end of the day, because he may find it much easier to pay his rent of 40,000 naira every month. Then in 12 months, he will have contributed about 480,000 naira as against 400,000 naira. That means the landlord is making 80,000 naira rent as profit more than above whatever he was supposed to earn before. Now, every month, this person knows that whatever he collects whatever he gets every month or collects as income, he's able to separate 40,000 and go and pay his rent. He will not have any issue. I can guarantee that. He won't have any issue. Then all that he needs to do is to know, okay, what are the other utilities that he needs to pay? That is electricity bill, is water bill, is so if the guy needs to know, if the man or the woman needs to go and hustle more, then they know how far they need to go and go and raise a second income for themselves. But the challenge of maybe yearly rent is that it makes a whole lot of people become very lazy and very docile. That it is maybe 3 months to the time of payment of rent. That's when they begin to now develop some eagerness to go and pay their rent. And that is why that's why it's almost looking as though we have a lot of poor people on this our own end, or this our own part of the world. And a lot of people, the developed economy seems to be a bit more advanced. Not that they don't have poor people, but because there is this hustling spirit within them, within the developed economy, because they are paying their rent on a monthly basis. Because you know that you'll be evicted after 1 month if you don't pay your rent. But in Nigeria, it is after 6 months that you probably be evicted. Whereas, because when you are paying your rent every month, the law states that it only requires you 30 days for you to be able to vacate the house. If you are not paying, but when you are paying your yearly rent, what it means that you will require 6 months notice to be evicted from the house. Are you seeing the disparity?
Yeah.
So it is not easy. So that's why a lot of landlords, that's why they tell you to get a good tenant in Lagos is very difficult. I will never do real estate again. It is because they are doing it wrong. So for us, what the method we are adopting is a monthly rental payment that makes it easier. That even from your own bank account, if it's every 26th of the month, you will always get a automatic debit from your account. That is, every 26th of the month, if that's the time you're supposed to pay, there'll be an automatic debit, except there's no money in your account. And if there's no money in the account, what it means that we will alert the bank. And the bank will alert everybody that this particular person has not been able to pay because of this. So we can now write the person within maybe 2 days or 3 days that your rent has elapsed. So it will now require a minimum of at least 30 days for the man to be able to pay up.
Yeah. Okay. So the rent is like standing order, direct debit, so that just comes out automatically every month.
Automatically, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tuesday, since you're bringing American system straight into the archaic Nigerian rental system. Because that, from your explanation, that's what it seems you're doing, because in a whole lot of all of these places, they do monthly so that they can evict within 30 days.
Yes.
And unlike in Nigeria where they do annually. So you are pioneering a real change in the Nigerian rental income system. Kudos.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. All the way for any other person wants to say something?
Okay, hello, Chidi.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to go back to what you said earlier on about collaboration and taking deals, and I just wanted to understand better. So in a situation where we know how, especially in areas on the mainland, how most of the children of these elderly people who you are suggesting we go to strike a deal with, and how it ends up becoming a problem, a family fight, a family. How do you now protect yourself from that, especially in a case where, okay, if you have made the first down payment, let's use the same example you did of 10 million, and you have given Baba 1 million. Baba has retired to the village. Unfortunately, 6 months later, Baba died, and then you and the children, they are like, Baba did not tell us this deal. You and Baba, you conned Baba into agreeing this deal with you, and all. How do you find a way to put yourself out of that kind of situation?
Kelechi, I can guarantee you that if you sign a deal with Baba, you will never go mute. Everybody around you be on social media, you probably be the first person who will just oh, I just got a deal. You're going to sign. And truth of the matter is this: every deal that ends up becoming a secret, if you make it a secret, it's going to end up badly. But once you're able to come out, and that's why don't be able to come out and it's okay, we have gotten a deal. Now people come and invest with us. If I get the deal, do you know what I will do? Let me tell you what we want to go and do at the Webby property. I'm going to probably maybe, I don't know if I can, if I had that picture, I will just only show you the signboard. The day before the man's children, they all came out. Hey, we cannot. We have given your father money. This is the money we gave to the man. I hope, Kelechi, are you understanding? So will you give 1 million naira? You will now go and relax for 6 months. You that I know, Kelechi, you go and go. You go. You take over, and because your contract will also still be able to carry all of those stuff. Your contract, you must be able to carry the conditions for payment, and if in case where you're unable to in the case where you are unable to how will I call it now? In a case where you are unable to continue your payment, there will have to be a refund policy. I hope you understand it. There has to be a refund policy. So whether you like it or not, you are the one who must not hide your deal. You are the one who must not hide your transaction. You are the one who must not hide it. You must, and because to prove to people that you are the owner of that deal, you need to be able to sing it to everybody. Yeah, we have collected the deal. You have collected it. I got a deal somewhere in Okota, something like that. I think about 4 years, I think 6 years ago, somewhere in Okota, 6 years ago, we signed a deal. Do you know what I was in? I was shouting, I was raving it. Hey, we got a deal, we got a deal, we got a deal. We shouted. All the man's children who did not believe in the project, they had to come back to us again because we got a deal. You cannot do anything. Do you understand? You can't do anything. You have to, because it's an agreement that you already have. And it's not that maybe you are giving the man for dash, or you are giving the man to borrow him money. It is a transaction that you both have. To the extent that even at the end of the day, you can go to the house, put your this thing there. It's not something that you need to hide. Because even the more you bring publicity to your transaction, the faster you can raise money to be able to do the deal. I hope you understand what I'm saying. The more you can talk to people about it, that you can shout about the project, the more you can shout and bring publicity to that project, to your transaction, the faster you can raise money for the project. So if, for example, maybe you are telling the man 12 months that you pay up, you'll be surprised that in 3 months you'll be able to have raised the money. Let me tell you this. There was a time that we are going to get, when we got an office, I told the person that gave us an office, that the office then, because we didn't have money to pay for an office space. I told the person that if you give us this money, we are going to pay you what you're supposed to collect in 1 year. We're going to pay you in 3 months. We didn't have money to be able to pay for the rental. That's why we are paying. That's why we are saying we are telling the person. So the guy gave us opportunity, because the guy was a bit selfish. I know, because you have to appeal to the greed of people. You must be able to understand that. You must be able to appeal to their greed. So the guy was a bit greedy, and he was like, okay, if we collect 1 year rent, he will collect it for 3 months. the rent was maybe around 150,000 naira for a year, but he said that in 1 month, in 3 months, he will collect 150,000 naira. That means in this thing, he will collect about 600,000 naira. That's what it meant. For a rent that was typically 150,000 naira. We did this, we all agreed. Guess what? Because we were bringing publicity to that transaction, to that deal, we were able to raise over 150 million naira in 3 months. In 3 months, we did not need to, we only paid the guy for the rent. We did not even need to use that office, that space anymore. We have to move out of that space. I hope you understand what I'm saying. We have to move out of that space to go and get another space entirely. So those are some of the ways you could get started during real estate, and just talk about it, bring publicity to that thing that they're doing. Don't stay hidden. And that's where you can quickly raise money from friends. Some people will reject you, but let me tell you this: your confidence will grow up as you get a deal. Because when you get a deal, you find out that nobody will tell you that you cannot do anything. You will tell yourself you can do anything because you've gotten a deal. Any other question before we call it a day? We are about an hour. We've done an hour already. Any other question? Any other question? So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you that you guys, you need to get started investing in real estate. So my own thing will not be now. My own question, though, since you don't have question for me now, I have question for you.
Yeah,
I have question for you.
I have a question. No?
You have a question. So because I say I have a question, you don't have a question. Okay, Mr. Wale Adeyemo, let us hear from you first. I will just relax a bit. Let's take one, Mr. Wale. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I've watched about 30 of your videos between last year, November, and Facebook. I've joined a lot of your Zoom meetings. Now, we are always talking about minimum of 16 flats for one to be financially independent.
Yeah.
What is the minimum down payment for that, and what kind of property are you talking about? 1-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, what will be the combination of the 16 flats that will make somebody financially independent?
Okay.
And then the down payment.
Okay. Well, for me, down payment is relative. Down payment is relative. Let's say maybe I want to buy from a real estate company like the one we have. I want to buy from a real estate company like the one we have. The down payment could be, let's say the down payment, typical down payment is 3.5 million naira. It might be a bit difficult for anybody to say they want to go raise money. But guess what? If I go for a deal and I tell anybody that, let's say there was a time we were selling a 2-bedroom apartment for 6.6 million naira. Let me tell you what somebody did. Somebody decided to say, okay, I'm going to buy 10 units of that apartment. And what he needed to do as down payment was about 2.5 million naira. That's what he needed as down payment. So, but this person got a deal from us, and what he just did was, instead of paying 25 million naira, he paid 50 million naira as down payment. We collected the 50 million naira. Do you know what he did? When the property value went high as I think 8.7 million naira, the guy met his colleagues in the office. He met his colleagues in the office and told them that if they do 2.5 million naira down payment, that they can get, are you listening? They can get the deal for 8 million naira. Now, what our friend who did this investment was doing was that he had not paid for everything. But what he needed to do was that he was going to be making an extra 1.4 million naira on each person. Now he only required just maybe 5 persons for him to get 1 unit of apartment. I hope you understand what I'm saying. He needs 5 persons who will do 1.4 million naira, who will do 1.4 million, who will do 2.4 million naira, Do you understand? That 2.5 million naira down payment. But he also knows that at the end of the day, if they're able to buy, he will have made 1.4 million naira extra profit on each of them. And if he has 5 persons, he will have made 7 million naira. That means with that money, he will have made he will have gotten 1 unit of an apartment and still have 400,000 naira extra. Guess what? He did it for 5 persons. He did it for 9 persons rather, and he was still able to get 2 apartments. He got his capital back of 2.5 million naira back without any stress. It's almost as if he only uses his money to be able to get that one. That's what I call leverage. That's what anybody can do in any way. But what I mean by getting of 16 tenants, that is, you are not just getting 1 tenant paying you, you are getting multiple tenants paying you. And tenants, and let me tell you this, many companies will fold and go away. Many years ago, there are many companies that we were hearing about before, that today is Netflix has taken over. Many years ago, there was no YouTube. Many years ago, there was no Facebook. Many years ago, there was no Instagram. But real estate has always been consistent from time immemorial till now. And why you need to take advantage of this is that you need to be able to get and participate participate with people more in a more realistic venture, which is now making sure that you have a lot of people paying you rent. Because if, for example, the particular point in time where Mr. A is unable to pay, where maybe like about 6 persons are unable to pay you rent, and let's imagine that your rent is 3 million naira, it's 300,000 naira, and you have about 16 persons paying you rent. What you are expecting as rent is about 4.8 million naira. Now imagine that 6 persons out of maybe 16 people are unable to pay you rent. In that 1 year, you still have been able to get 3.6 million naira. That means you have lost 1.2, but you are still made up with 3.6. But if you only have one tenant, what it means, or maybe you have maybe 1 tenant or 2 tenants, what it means that if those 2 tenants are unable to pay you rent, able to pay you that year rent, what it means that you will have lost out completely. I hope you're understanding. So to get clarity is this point that we are talking about now. So that's why you need more. You need to participate more. I know our landlord, one of my landlords who used to own the office complex that we operated before. He has over 36 apartments in Lagos. And every year he collects minimum of 1.2 million naira from each of those apartments. Nothing stops us from playing the great game of real estate and say you are participating in a big way. Nothing stops us. So the best way to get started is to get started in such a way that you can really make money from. That's why I say that because you can make more money from real estate when you do it big. I know that some of us may not have all the time to be able to manage. Let me tell you this: if you have 16 tenants, you can employ 1 person to be what? To be your property manager, to be watching over your property. And guess what? You'll be using one apartment as rent, from the rent of 1 apartment to be able to pay the property manager. And the person will believe, and the person will be carefully employed. And every week, the person will just come and be giving you a report of how your property is faring. But if you have just 1 person, one property, you cannot get a property manager. That means if your tenant is unable to pay you rent and they've destroyed your property, you may not be able to find out on time. That's why it is more advantageous for you to have about minimum of 16 units of apartments. I hope I've been able to answer that question, sir. All right. Taiwo, can we have your question? Taiwo, let's have your question.
Yeah, my question basically is I have a just like a deal. I have a deal with somebody. She wants to. The problem now is I don't know how to handle her case. Her father was building an apartment around Mewa, and so while he was doing that, he died, and now so she wants to continue. And so she told me about it because I was doing something on real estate marketing and all. So she told me about it. I was seeing how I could help her and all of that. So now ever since you started talking about collaboration, I was not considering that project before. But ever since you started talking about it, I said, okay, let me look at it once again and now see how I can do it. But now this case, since our father is no more and she is the one taking over now, she poses to be the one taking over. But I understand that there can be many complexities when it comes to a property like that, especially when the person that owns it and was working on it is not more alive. So how best do you think we can handle such cases? Especially the fact that now that now I don't have the land, she's the one that has the land, and I don't have the finance as it were. So it's like I'm looking. I'll be the middle guy or the facility manager as it were to bring the two parties together so that something can come up on that property. So how best do you think I can go about it?
First of all, you need to know who has the deal.
Yes.
You can't make an error.
Yes, exactly.
On the wrong person. You can't afford to make an error. Because if you're going to go and raise money from people, you need to be able to ensure that you have a deal already. You have a good deal. Or else, if you lose people's trust, you're going to lose their money. They will never, even if you recover, you'll never be able to earn their trust anymore. Because there are some deals that I've done. I didn't make money from those deals, but I made sure that I was able to pay people their returns. And even when it wasn't convenient, I paid people back their returns. It was very difficult. Even the deal didn't put through, but I paid them their returns. Do you understand? So it might be difficult for you to be able to earn people's trust. So the first thing you need to do is to clarify that part first. Number two is that it's not every location that is good for rental income. Not every location. I would never touch some areas. The reason why I will not touch some areas is not because people can't participate in those areas, but because I personally can't participate in those areas. The income I will be getting from those areas. For example, I won't do for now. I don't know why. I won't do a project in let's say, depending on, I won't do a project in Ikorodu for rental income. Okay. For now. I may do it maybe next year. I might do it maybe towards the end of the year. But I won't do it for now. Because there's no indices to indicate that I will get my return on investment on time. There are some areas I will not touch. I will not touch rental income. I will not touch. I won't do. I know that I can do areas like some parts of Ota, depending on the kind of property I want to do. But I won't touch certain kind of property. Let's say somewhere around. Where can I not do this? I won't do. There are certain locations that are not just right for rental income. There are certain locations that are right for rental income.
Why do you know? Why are you talking about the market now, or
the market?
Because there was one time
it's not everywhere that the numbers make sense. It's not everywhere the numbers make sense. Yes, sometimes it's not even just about having demand for a particular, about having the multitude. Now the question will now be the money that people will be paying you. Will be comfortable getting it? Let's say for example, what is the average income of the people in Meron? You need to be able to find out those things. What is the average income? If whatever you're going to build as a structure, maybe it's going to be above 35% of their rent on a monthly basis, then you don't have a good deal. If, for example, what somebody will be paying you every month is maybe 50,000 naira every month and his income is 100,000 naira, 120,000 naira, it's not a good deal. Because one day it's not going to pay you, be able to pay you rent. One day he's going to give an excuse that it's because his children went to the hospital. That's why he is paying his children's school fees. That's why he cannot pay rent. He's going to give you an excuse. So you need to look at the average income of the area of the people in that area first before you say you're going to pitch, you're going to do development. Don't forget the cost of building a 1-bedroom in Iyana Ipaja is the same cost of building a 1-bedroom in Surulere. The only difference in this is the value of the land. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
But the rental value in Surulere is higher than the rental value of Ota. So you just need to beyond all those things, you need to be able to sit down and do your proper math so that you can get good value for whatever you're getting. You cannot see, and don't be afraid of doing a good deal in a good location. A deal in a good location. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Eh? You find out that when you attempt, you find out that you become stronger. A lot of us were afraid. We are scared. We are afraid. I went to Banana Island some time back to go do an investment. And I was telling myself that, me, do you know the kind of background that I have? I came from a very poor background. And I'm going to go and do a deal in Banana Island. I had to encourage myself to continue in that transaction. So a lot of the time, what you just need to do is to just be courageous. Nobody says you must do a deal in a bad area. Stop thinking that you must do a deal in a bad location. That you must start from. I started from a very, very wrong location. I will never ever start that way anymore. I will never ever start from the place I started. I will start from the place that you will like to live. I will start from the place that Kelechi, Mr. Godfrey, Busola, Ted, Esther, Wale would like to live. That when you are living there, you would like to pay rent there. If you want to pay rent. So I would rather start that way and be able to get good money than for me to be able to start in the places where you will not want to live. I would rather do rental income in places where you would like to live and be able to make sure that you can pay me rent from that place. I won't do a deal that where you don't want to live there. I hope I'm clear.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can I just ask another question? You're talking about different locations. What are your thoughts on the Bejuleki area?
The Bejuleki area, fine. Depending on the Bejuleki. Ibejuleki, there are Bejuleki. There is Beju. And there's a Beju Lekki. Do you understand?
Yes, the one near Eclair Express Road.
That's what I'm still saying. Every one of them are on the Lekki Expressway.
Okay.
The question now will now be, yes, I can buy property in certain places, but the question is, what is the rental value within those places where I want to go and rent? If, for example, that's why I keep saying, that's why I was talking about what is the average income of the place. Sorry, excuse me. What's the average income of the place currently now?
I have no idea.
If you find out what the average income is, then you know that it's either you are tying your money down for the future or you are making money now. So it's either you now choose whether you want to make money for the future or you want to make money now. You are going to now choose whatever you want. So you need to be able to find out what is the average income of the location. Like when the place where we are doing our 40,000 naira investment now that we talked about, the average income within that particular space is around, I think, the average income is between 200. The average income is between 200,000 naira to 250,000 naira. Within that range, that's the average income. So it's easier for
monthly or yearly. Is that monthly or yearly?
Monthly, of course. So it's easier for you to be able to say you are going to charge somebody for a 2-bedroom 600,000 naira in rent for a 2-bedroom.
Yeah,
it's typical, or even sometimes 700,000 naira. So if out of maybe 200,000 naira average income of the people, you are now saying that the average income that maybe is like 70,000 naira. 70,000 naira is less than 30%, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it's easier for people to pay rent for that kind of property than in certain places where maybe down the Bejuleki as you are now going to be expecting the people to be paying you 50,000 naira monthly rent, and their income is maybe 100,000 naira. It will not stick.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's based on the average income. Every location has its own average income. Like the average income of places like VGC is different from the average income like of places like maybe Bejuleki, that's Abijo, Shangotedo, and the likes. The average income of Ikoyi of people living in Ikoyi is just different.
Yeah.
So every location have their own average income. Once you're able to figure out what the average income is, I think you can be able to you can invest with your eye wide open.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. I hope I've been able to answer questions. So
sorry, I have a question.
Okay, your question. All right. Oh yeah, Busola, I'm listening.
Hello.
I think it's network.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. iPhone. Yeah, Mr. iPhone.
Live in Lagos or even grew up in living. Hello.
Okay, Busola, let's hear you.
Oh, I should wait. Okay, for someone who doesn't live in Lagos and who didn't even grow up in Lagos area and is interested in investing in the crowdfunding, but you don't have anyone in Lagos, because from what I can gather from what you're saying, you need someone to be on the ground that can go around and get all those deals. And if you don't have that kind of a person in Lagos, but you're really interested in investing in Lagos, how can you go about it
Invest
in a way that
invest with me? Invest with me. But the truth matter is this, that you may just need to just come down. You may just need to just come down. You may just need to just come down. Even wherever you are currently, even where you are, I don't know where you are. There are certain areas where rental income will work. Even in every state of Nigeria, there are certain places where you do just know that rental will work. Rental income opportunity will work.
Yeah, I'm not in Nigeria. I'm talking from people that live like abroad.
You might just need to invest. You might just need to invest in a platform like the one I just mentioned. You might just need to invest in a platform like the one I just mentioned.
Okay.
Because you need to if you're going to do all of that, there are certain part of work that is required. There's a physical work that's required for you to participate in. Can you understand me, Busola?
Physical work in terms of
inspecting, negotiation, because you might need to negotiate with whoever you're going to buy, because you need to put a down payment.
Yeah.
You understand? So you might need to negotiate. You also might need to inspect the property. You have to see the property, because one thing about inspection, one thing about hunting for deal is that the first deal that you see may not be the right deal. So you need to be able to inspect, probably maybe see the property again. Yes, you're excited about the property when you first see it, but when you see another one, you might find out that you are more excited than the first one that you have seen, compared to the first one you've seen. So you might find out. So the more you see, the more hungry you are, and all that. So you might just need, and that's why I said that you might need. It's either you invest in a platform that is already existing, or you create your own platform.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Mr. iPhone was going to ask a question before. Okay, so I hope I've been able to touch on for those of us who say who are interested in investing with me. If you are interested in investing with me, I would just say send an email to info@amh.ng. info@amh.ng. If you are interested on our own platform, but if you're also interested in your own platform, I need you to start taking action. The truth of the matter is that between now and Saturday, go and search for deals. Just go and inspect. Just drive around if you have your car, or ask somebody to drive you around. Just go and inspect. Just go and inspect. Just ask around. Just ask an agent. It won't cost you anything to ask anybody. Just search. You will find something. You will find something. So I think that they've put up this thing. So it's as info@amh.ng. Once you are interested, just send your email to that platform, and you get started with us. It's either you create your own platform or you join an existing platform. So if you want to join our own platform, I think that's the email you can get started with. And Mommy Tamara, you must send an email to join us. Mommy Tamara, you must send an email to join us. You know, because you accused me for not joining us on Friday, and I'm sorry that you didn't join us on Friday. But now today I've made it up to you. I've made it up to you now. So you have now joined us. I hope you have been able to learn something. Did you learn anything today?
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
I said now that you have joined us today, you accused me of not allowing you to join us on Friday.
Yes, and I'm very upset about it. I'm wondering when you're going to repeat that class.
No, don't worry. I owe you the ebook for that class. I owe you
big time.
I owe you big time.
Even Antonia is new here. She was supposed to be part of that class.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Antonia, please, you are welcome. I'm sorry now that you've joined us. I hope you have been able to learn. I hope you learned one or two things that you're able to pick up today. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for joining us. I believe that this class has been awesome. I believe that you have been able to learn. Let us just get started. Action is the most important thing after learning. The proof that you have learned is action. So those of you who want to go step out into the field to go on for deals, step out. By next week, when we are going to take inventory, we are going to take inventory based on what you have learned so that we can get started. Those of you that are started, it's important to get started now. This is the best time to get started. Thank you very much for joining us. God bless you. I see you. We're going to hold another class tomorrow. If those of you that are interested, I'm going to be discussing how to build your own real estate empire. It's going to be an awesome class. If you're interested, if you have the time, you can join us tomorrow. It's going to be an awesome time tomorrow. An email will be sent to every one of us to participate if you're interested in participating. Thank you very much. Mr. Ted, you want to say something?
I just wanted to ask, where do we get a replay, sir?
A replay when you go to my YouTube channel, a replay by tomorrow before 12 noon, a replay will be will get the replay. My YouTube channel is Coach Chudi.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. God bless.
All right.
So is there a replay of Friday's class?
There's a replay of Friday's class.
Okay,
there's a current replay now.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you very much. God bless you. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much for taking the class and teaching us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too.
Kochi Lala, thank you very much.
Kochi, I appreciate you. Thank you.